All right, we'll take it a step further. So it's so I'll give you guys like the regions, even though we're gonna be covering that in the next couple of weeks because Rad got us amped up.
I'm amped, bro.
So you have underwriting with the main banks. We're taking notes. I don't have a slide on this, but I'll promise I'll include it in the next slides for the next couple of weeks. You have the main banks for the national, right? Those are the ones like Bank of America, American Express, US Bank, Citi. They're all underwriting themselves. Next to that, you have ELAN Financial. ELAN Financial is going to cover the majority of like the credit unions and the small banks that you tend to see around town. Next behind that, you have TCM, which is Total Credit Management. That's going to be the next like group next to ELAN Financial. Next to that, you have another region, which is HTLF. That's going to give you, and again, I'll give you guys the list when we get into it. That's going to give you a list of like 12 different regions. And then lastly, you have FNBO. Those are literally the top 5 banks that issue their own underwriting in terms of regions or in terms of like their own database, their own system. If you guys can get that, you'll never need to like watch another piece of content because you understand how the system flows and how it works. I hope that wasn't too geeky. Was that too geeky, Brad?
No, it's perfect.
Okay, good deal. So leveraging local, mid-size, and big banks through geo-restriction loopholes. I love this part right here. So here's a couple different loopholes that you guys can use. And by geo-restrictions, I mean, if US Bank doesn't, let's say US Bank isn't located in New York or in Florida, that means that there's a geo-restriction of you being able to, let's say, open an account or apply for certain products with them. Some of the side steps that you guys can use is, I know that Rad's covered this quite a bit in his channel, is setting up your foreign entities in the states where that footprint is available. So if US Bank, let's say, isn't available in Florida or New York, but they are available in Cali, again, if it makes sense for you, or another state, it doesn't have to be Cali. I just know that they underwrite in Cali. You guys can go ahead and set up that foreign entity in that state, right? A side step to that, which I have listed all the way down in the bottom, is if you have a business banker that opens an account for you and they apply on your behalf through that backdoor method, AKA sending you a DocuSign, which is how you're able to get some of these bigger limits with Chase, US Bank, Bank of America, right? And even Citizens Bank. Donating to a charity of their choice. You typically see this more with credit unions, so like PESCU, Alliance, that's, you know, donating to a charity or a good cause. And then that allows you to open up an account with them, even though they don't have any physical locations in your state. The next side step to, again, going around that geo restriction is opening a personal checking accounts first. That one is pretty common. So when you open a personal checking account first, that can be online. Then after 30 days, you say, hey, I have a business that I also want to, apply for some business credit cards or a line of credit with you guys through. That would be the side step to that. And then versus just trying it on the first date, they'll say, no, you're not in our area, right? And then fourth is going to be having a business address, again, within a 50-mile radius of that branch. That's major. Just because you have a foreign entity set up, some banks, especially the smaller, like regional ones, they only do business with businesses within a 50-mile radius because they're all about pumping dollars back into the local economy, which in this case is going to be the community banks versus shareholders. It's a big difference there when you're talking about credit unions and banks. So the community itself is what's actually going to help continue to increase that credit union in regards to how they continue to scale inside of a local market, which is why they're very protective of their culture. And they'll say, hey, no, even though you're in the States, you're outside of our radius. And so if you ever get hit with that, and it's a bank that they're giving out high limits, it's a gem, no one's talking about it because they're out there, right? That'll get you in. Setting up that radius, that virtual address within that 50-mile radius. So we had a client that got $155K with US Bank. No, not a lender, with US Bank. Completely no doc. I'll show you guys how they did it. So they got a $35,000 business platinum card with US Bank. They were still issuing at the time. I believe it was 12 months. Sometimes they'll move it to 15 months, but at the time it was 12 months, 0% interest, $35,000 business platinum. And then they got $120,000 equipment finance. Like, I don't know about you guys. I know we have some truckers in the room. Like, would 120K help anyone out on this call? It's like, let me know, right? 120K on equipment financing. Now, the way that it works with US Bank is that your business needs to be established for at least 2 years, right? So you need to be established for at least 2 years. If you're taking the equipment financing route, is what I should say. The equipment financing route, completely no doc. 2 years, and you have to have at least 3 pieces of equipment under the business's name, which in this case, 3 trucks is what I should say, because this is the example that we're using. 3 trucks already inside of the business's name. Doesn't matter if they were PG'd, doesn't matter if they were non-PG'd, as long as you have those 3 reporting on the business column and that business has been established for at least 2 years, this is a 100% no doc full stack. Now, if you are wondering, well, what's, if I don't have that, then you can still do the business credit cards up to 50K, no doc. And if your business is less than a year old, I could have used the word lender. I could have used the word a bank. I'm giving it to you guys because I don't want somebody sitting on a call with me, and the worst thing that can happen is they leave and they were like, damn, I wasted my time, because I don't like getting my time wasted. And so moving on, I got some more for you guys coming, right? Relationship managers and business bankers, why they're important for your business. I'm going to show you guys the exact framework that you want to have in the cadence when you're meeting some of these bankers, because they want to meet high level people. Something that one of the bankers told me is, Irv, one of the biggest things that shoots people down is they know their business, but they don't know how to actually articulate their business.
So good.
To a banker. Good. And so I want to show that to you. They're going to help process your application manually via DocuSign. If you've never worked with a relationship manager at Chase, at Bank of America, at Citizens Bank, typically what they do is they'll send you, once you have that initial consultation with them, they'll send you the application via online, how much you wanted to apply for, the product that you're applying for, and then you DocuSign it and you send it in. From there, it's going to take anywhere between 7 to 14 business days, right? And then from there, obviously, they'll let you know if you got approved, or if they're a good banker. This is why I like to vet them. If they're a good banker and they want your relationship, which is the whole point of the name, relationship manager, they're managing the relationship, they'll let you know why you got denied. And they'll let you know what the underwriter saw in the file so that you can go back in and fix it. Versus if you were just denied, you're going to get the plain credit score is 625 or 700, but you may have, and then it lists you some reasons, but it never actually gives you the reason. It just gives you like generic, this is what may have happened. No, with the relationship manager, dude, this is what happened. Second, they have direct access to the bank's data points and the underwriters. So remember, two-way street. You want the money, they want the money, meaning they want to hit their quota. And so they're going to do everything in their power, if they're a good relationship manager, to let you know, hey, this is the data points. This is the total lending exposure that we can give based off of where your business is. Maybe this is the income that we may want to put on your application, right? Without having to lie, because it's stated income. So they're going to say, hey, projected revenue, we may want to put this amount right here. That's why you want to be careful of if you just watch a video, and even if it's, I'll put myself on the fire. If it's one of my own videos and I'm sharing with you, hey, our client put $350,000 on an application on the business side, 125 on the personal, do not put that on your application, because remember, it's geographically and industry based. Remember what we talked about earlier, where if you're in the landscaping business, you're going to be bucketed differently versus if you're in the consulting business. If I live in Florida, 125 is going to go a heck of a lot further than if I live in the middle of San Francisco, Golden State, right? And so that's why you want to take heed of these data points, but you don't just want to copy and paste. You want it to fit your mode, and you want to fit specific to your business.